Hi, welcome to the Python tutorial Conditionals and Logic. Today we're going to be talking about conditionals and logic, but first I'm going to do a little bit of my background. My name is Caleb, I live in Pennsylvania, and as far as programming experience goes, I have a little bit in HTML, which is a programming language used to make websites. Today we're going to be talking about logic and conditionals. Logic has many different components, but we're just going to be talking about two: true or false. You'll see how that fits in later in the video. But now we're going to move on to what conditionals are. Conditionals, or conditional statements, make your program change depending on the circumstances. One example is a traffic light. At red, we stop. At yellow, we slow down. And at green, we go. This is similar to Python, except instead of using colors, it uses numbers, and you'll see how that fits in later. So, let's get started. I'm going to go to Code Sculptor, and I will just show you step by step this program I made earlier. So first we have DEF, which stands for define, which is going to be the beginning of all your conditional programs. Next, we have the name. The name I gave it is give because in the program we're going to be giving away baseball cards. Then we have two things: friend and cards, and you'll see how that fits in later. Then one very important part is this colon right here. You can't forget that, or else your whole program will not work. Next, we have an if statement, and this is how it works. We have if friend, which means if you're my friend and I have more than 10 cards or 10 cards, then the program will say, "Hi, want some baseball cards?" And then it will take my cards and then take away 10, because that's how many we're going to give them. Then elif stands for else if. So if they are your friend, but you don't have more than 10 cards or 10 cards, then it's going to say, "Sorry, I have no more baseball cards." Then we have else, so it says if you're not my friend, then it's going to print, "Can I buy some baseball cards?" Because we still want to be friendly, but we're not going to give them any. So it's going to take how many cards you have and then add 20, because that's how many we're going to buy. Then we have return cards, and you're going to have that in all your programs you're going to do with conditionals. And cards can change, but it's whatever you have right here. Then right here we just have cards equals 0, which is just telling Python that we are starting out with no cards. Then we have cards equals give, then true. Now the true is where the logic fits in. This is saying that yes, you are a friend. Now, one thing you have to make sure of when you're doing true and false, that you have to capitalize T on true. Because if I take it away right here and do a lowercase t, you can see that it changes color, which means it doesn't work. So we have to capitalize that. Then we have cards, and then down here it says it's going to print cards, colon, and it's going to say that every time. Then after that we're going to print cards, which is how many cards we have. So in the first one, it's going to say 0. Then we have print, and we have these two things here. Now you might wonder, why are those there? Those are just there so it just prints nothing, and you're just going to have an extra space in the program. And that's not necessary, but it will help the person who's reading your program see it a little bit better and separate the different people. Next person is not a friend, and you can see that here because it says false. Everything else is the same except false, so it's saying this person is not a friend, we're going to buy 20 cards from them. Then we have cards true, so this is a friend. But because we have 20 friends, it's going to take away 10 because we have 20, so we have 10 or more. So that pretty much covers the program. Now let's run it to see what it does. Okay, so it did what I expected. The first person, sorry, I have no more baseball cards, because we started out with 0, so we don't have more than 10, so we still have 0 after that. Then again, it did what I expected and bought 20 cards, so now we have 20. Now we meet another friend and we give him 10 baseball cards, so now we only have 10 left. Now, capitalization matters. So you have to make sure in your program that for these cards, it has to be either lowercase or uppercase, whichever you decide. Now you might be wondering why it can be uppercase here, but that's because it's just printing text. Now if you want, you can add on as many as you want. So I can just add on another right here and it will keep going. You can do whatever you want, add on as many as you want.